Hi guys, my name is Zin and this is maybe Bonsai. Welcome to another episode, and today we're going to take a look at the outside trees first before we move inside. There has been a couple days this week that the temperature has gone down to below freezing at night, 2 days in a row actually, and a lot of the leaves has fallen, but there's still some on the tree, on a lot of them. So we'll take a look at that first. So as you can see, some of these are fallen, they're all shriveling up now. But surprisingly, a lot of these seedlings for Japanese maples, this bloodgood, the leaves are already still on the tree. So is this. And if you look, most of the leaves are still on the tree, even though we've gone below freezing for a couple of nights. This one, however, most of the leaves are gone. And you can see the buds. That's getting ready for next year. There's actually a lot of buds looking really healthy. And this guy here, also, most of it has fallen off. And there's buds on the branches. So the coming week is a little bit warm. It's above 10 for a few days, and then I think it's gone down to like 4. So I think we're very close to being the time where I have to move some of these guys in. I won't move them in until the weather starts getting to a kind of a minus, consistently minus at night. So they'll stay here for now, but I think that time's coming up fairly soon. On the bench here, this guy, this is a trident, what do you call it, a Wako Nishiki, and most of the leaf has fallen off, but some of it is still on, but you can see it's not very firm on. Surprisingly, the pomegranate has done quite well. The little fruit is still there, but I'm sure it's going to come off very soon. I mean, the leaves are on there quite good, you know. As I do this, nothing falls off. And as far as I know, this is a temper tree. It can take a little bit of cold weather, but not too cold. And I thought the couple nights of -2 even, it would have killed the leaves all off, but apparently not. So that's looking pretty good. Once this falls off, and I'm going to move this into the garage, and I think it'll be okay. So now let's look at the silk tree beside it. You can see the leaves are already shriveling up. This is about to fall. There's one group branch here. I don't know why this branch is okay, the rest is not. But these will all fall off, and next year they'll all grow again, so no problem there. This side branch that I wanted to grow all year, which only grew this much, and then I cut the top off and it grew this much. So I should have probably cut the top off a bit earlier. The maples, the leaves are about to fall off, but they're still on there. So is that one. So yeah, like most of the leaves are still attached, even though we've gotten below freezing. The stuff in the pre-bonsai garden is in this kind of the same boat. They're about to fall off. It's turning colors for this. And but they're still on there, so I guess they're in the ground, so they're a bit warmer. And it's not a surprise that some of the potted plants has fallen leaves already, where this doesn't. This is where I bury a lot of the seeds. It looks okay, I think. Nothing has got in here, I don't think, or at least it doesn't look like it. Let's see. Everything here is still good. The leaves are on there. Oh, what's that? I don't know. That looks like somebody, or maybe I pruned it off or forgot. I don't know. But otherwise it's looking fine. All the trees here are still green. This guy is getting a little bit of fall color here. And yeah, they're in the ground, so hopefully some of these, like this one here, I'm not even sure if this is zone 5, it might be zone 6. The trident maple is zone 5, but I'm not sure how it's going to do in the ground. I know if you potted this up in a pot, you need to move it, protect it in the winter, but you know, this is a test. We'll see how it goes. The one back there, that's hardy to zone 5, so that should be okay. So we're close to being, you know, moving this stuff inside. You know, this, look at this, but not yet. So okay, that's all for the outside. Let's go inside and do some work on another dwarf jade. All right, guys, we're back indoors, and this is the tree that we're going to be focused on today. It's a Portulacaria Afra, just a regular version. There's no special bark and no variegations. Before we start, I got a root rake on the same order that I showed in the last video or the video before. I forgot to show you guys, but it's a 20 centimeter long root rake. Pretty good. It's got a spatula at the bottom. So yeah, I'll be using this. I'm just trying it out, probably either in the next repot or whenever I can. So back to this tree. It's been growing all summer. I think I pruned this sometime in the summer. I didn't look at the video yet, but if you have to check it out, you can check it out. So as you can see, it's very long. Everything is getting really elongated. The space between the internodes are quite long. So I'm going to take this back probably a lot. I kind of pruned these branches. I took off a lot of major branches last time, and I was hoping to get some different branch placements, but I'm not sure if that has happened. So we'll prune this back and we'll take a closer look at how this has developed. So when looking at this tree, there's actually a cutting at the bottom here. This is just a cutting that I planted. I wasn't expecting it to grow, but it did. And it's becoming pretty big now. So I don't want that to distract us from the actual tree. So I'll cut this back quite a bit. This is all part of the cutting here. So the rest of the tree, that's what it looks like. I just watered it. That's why there's water drippings on it. I'll take the top off first because that's the most obvious. It's growing really long and it's kind of almost out of the view of the camera. So I'll get rid of that first. Now there's some side branches already growing here. There's the one there, the one there. This one's coming out. That one's coming out. So I think what I'll do is I will take it back to here. And I'm not going to say this as a cutting up too many as it is. Some of these long guys, I will cut it back to here. There's two branches coming out. And these guys, I'll just cut it back to the first set of leaves. This side shoot, obviously really long. And I see side branches coming out as the second pair of leaves. So I'm going to take it back to there. The top, just going to take it back to the first set of leaves. I'll take that back here. This guy is growing upwards, and I do have a branch on the side, so I don't think I'm going to keep the upwards one. I don't really have any use for it. Take that back. I'll take this back to the first set. So I'm just trying to decide which branch to keep. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off because this branch is kind of getting really close to this here. So we'll get a closer look at how this looks. I might take both off because this one is quite vertical. So this is coming out of this branch as a main branch, and it's going into that one. But this one is actually from a lower branch that's going straight up. So I think that has to go altogether. I don't think that's the kind of look that I want. So let's take this off first. Okay, take that back. Now this one is still, I am going to take that back anyway, because I don't need any competing leaders going to the top. This is a new leader, obviously. It just came out of the top of the trunk there. Something I noticed about the Portulacaria, they seem to grow branches right from a wound, not necessarily from a leaf node. So this one, I mean, you can see it's coming straight out of like the center of the trunk or over the branch. It doesn't go in any directions. It's in the exact same direction as the branch. It's like, I don't know, it just grows out of it. It does produce nice taper with it because this will thicken up and you get a nice smooth transition. But I don't know if that's a good thing or not for now, but I found it weird that this happens on the tree. I've never seen that on other trees. So actually, let me take this back to the first. This one, spin the tree out of the camera. I'm not sure if I'll keep this branch, but for now I will just take it back to the first set of leaves. And I'm taking pretty much every one of them back just so that when they grow, they'll grow at the same rate. If I cut some and leave the others, the developer that I didn't cut, it's going to start shooting up more. And sometimes it produces unwanted results. So let's see here. Take this back a little bit too. This area is quite crowded. And I think I'm going to take that off. That one is coming from the center of this thick trunk, of this thick branch here. And it's going to go in a downwards direction, which is okay, but I don't know, maybe I should take some of the other ones off. See this? Let me take this vertical branch off first. I can get there. This one growing back into the tree vertically, don't want that. I'm wondering if I should take one of these side branches off and keep the one in the center instead. But I'm not really sure what's the best thing to do here. Another problem that I'm seeing is that the branch thickness coming to the split here, it's bigger, like the thickness is thicker than when it started. Basically it's a reverse taper. I guess because it's three branches coming to the same place. So what should I do? I could prune this back all the way and but I think I want that lower branch. So, I'm not sure where the front, I think this might be the front of the tree. So what I would do is take one of the side branches off. Now, this tree, I'm not sure what the front is, because if you see that this bottom here, there's no bark. I don't know what that is. That was there when I bought it, and it looks like it might have rotted before or something. So it's possible that I might have to kind of remove the whole thing and then root it as a cutting, just like I did with the other Portulacaria Afra, the variegated one. But, so if we have a close look at this, see how it's rotted? But the bottom, you know, it's got a little bit of roof layer. I don't know what it looks like exactly, but you can see that it's kind of spreading out the bottom. So it's kind of a shame that, you know, I might have to do that. But for now, I'm going to leave it, and we'll see how it turns out. I don't know if it's going to recover or not. I don't think it will. But yeah, it's a problem. Problem for a later time, I guess. So well, let's take I don't think this was a front. That doesn't make any sense. So I think somewhere around here would be the front, or maybe around there, but it might be better. It kind of hides that scar. Plus we have the branches, two branches coming towards us. So I'll assume that this is the front for now, and I'll prune based on that. So what I'll do is I'm going to take the back off. I'm going to keep this front one for sure. And we'll see how this goes. So I want to reduce the reverse taper there, and that's why I'm going to take the one towards the back off and leaving the center and the one that's to the front. So that's this one here. There he goes. Try to reduce this without anyway, that'll heal up, no problem. It's the cutting. So now if this is the front, I would definitely want to take this back. This is coming towards directly at us, but I have this one coming towards us on an angle already. And I have a back branch here, or a center branch, whatever you want to call it, going that way. And I think I want that one. So I'm going to take this one off. And I think that's nothing. So I could actually take the leader off and then have the tree about this tall, and this would be my kind of a top part crown where it can spread out. So currently it's going out into three directions, 1, 2 in the back, and then there's another one here. But I think I want this to get bigger, and if I keep this as a leader, I think I might have to get rid of some stuff here, because there's two branches coming out of here. One on this side. This area might get bigger than I wanted. Just trying to think here. Because I do like the one in the front, and I like the one in the back. I don't want to take any of that off. Maybe I'll just take this off for now. But at the same time, I think it's, you know, it's like a big bulgy area there. That'll heal up quite easily. So I guess I'll keep that leader, and what I'll do is I'll try to clean this up. There's a stub from before. I think I might need a different tool. I can't really get in there. So I'll try to clean the tree up a bit. It's already falling off. So this is that's the back, but I think this will come out. I could kind of push this down with a wire, and then this can be in this space, and where this can be occupied the more lower space. So I guess I'll leave that for now. I'll leave this bulgy area for now, and we will see how that goes. But I could take this off, the one that's coming towards it, because I have this branch here. And this branch, let me clean this up. I want to go towards that side, so I'm going to take this off. So yeah, I could take that off, and I think it'll look okay. So that I'll have one branch here, and then the one in the back there. But at the same time, this side might seem a bit empty without it. I think it's okay, I think. Oh, I don't know. You know what, I'll leave it for now. I think when we are not sure, it's better to leave it, because you can always take it off later and it will be okay. Yeah, okay. So I think that's all the pruning I'm going to do. Actually, no, wait, one more. This thing is coming right out of the trunk or something. I don't know. But it's way too close. Oops. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let me clean this table up, and I'll spin it around so you can see it from every angle. Well, that's it for the Portulacaria Afra. As the last thing in the video, I'll show you my indoor setup this year. It's not that much different from last year, but I'll give you a look anyway. So everything is near the window. It's a south-facing window. This is the tree that we just pruned. That's its regular spot. And I have my ficus, the variegated ficus. That is the bougainvillea. You can see it's growing nicely. It's go around. And my computer used to be here when I work, but I took it off so I could do a video on the table. So initially I had the branch coming out here and it was going this way, but it had an inner node about like this long to the first leaf, and I didn't want that. It was just way too long. The inner node was too big, and so I cut the whole thing off, and then instead I wanted to grow this one. It's got a nice curve, good direction, good movement, so I think it'll be fine. You can see some leaf nodes already lower in the branch, and that's what I wanted. So this guy coming up here is great. The side branches are growing. So I guess the indoor light is okay for this, which I'm really glad. I have not experienced leaf drop yet. I don't know if it's ever going to drop, but I know a lot of people, when they bring it in, they experience leaf drop, but I haven't. Although these leaves are kind of turning a unhealthy color. So maybe they will drop, I don't know. But nothing has happened yet, so that's pretty good. That's the other Portulacaria Afra, which I pruned, I think, a couple of weeks back. It's got some new growth coming out. That's an old leaf shriveling up. So yeah, everything here, we have two lights that are not the best lights, but they work, you know. And then in here, I have my Snow Queen Hibiscus, which is kind of, I think this is getting too big in here. I need to probably move it out. And that's the other Schefflera. This was another small ficus that I had, so I cut the top off. I'm going to grow this as that tiny one. This is the two little leaf ficus, and that's your shame plant that goes down. That's a cutting of a silk tree that I had outside, and I had two cuttings, which I tried because they're temper trees. So they're kind of growing, so I think they're going to eventually root if they haven't already. Because when I potted up in this small pot, it had the callus on the bottom of the cutting, and you know, leaves were growing. So I think it'll eventually root. Yeah, that's a story for a different time. I don't want to say anything about that right now. So here by the window, I have the cashews that Nigel gave me. They are growing, but you know, you can see the leaves are kind of not really growing that well. I'm not sure if that's a lack of water or something, but I would suspect that that's a lack of light issue. But you know, I don't know. I'm just going to keep watering it every few days, and we'll see how it does. This is a hibiscus, which I think Nigel also gave me this one, but this is quite large, and it grows fine in the window light, but the soil dries up really easily. I guess it takes in a lot of water. So what I plan to do is pot this up as a house plant. I can't keep up the watering. Like, I don't have enough water in the winter to supply this. Not enough rainwater. I could water with tap water, but I don't want to do that. This is the 5 lychees that I planted this year. I think near fall actually. I planted 5 seeds. 5 came up. They are looking pretty healthy. They're growing fine with the window light. A bunch of Afra, Portulacaria Afra cuttings, which I don't know what to do with. That's the other silk tree cutting. It's growing as well. And then we have the bad lighting angle of this is the Natal plum. That's the other hibiscus, which grows really nice by the window, except the leaves kind of face towards the window. Doesn't matter where they're coming from, you know, you get that curve. I try to spin this, you know, every week or so that it doesn't do that all the time, but yeah, it's tough. You know. So here I have 2 cuttings of what do you call it? Cotoneaster that I pruned, and I didn't think this would take. This is hardwood, you know. It's not thin. It's quite thick. This is a really thin one, which I thought died, but you can see there's something growing from the bottom. So I guess it didn't die. And then this one started growing stuff. So that's really good that it took. I did not think this would take, because this was a hardwood cutting, and it just, I didn't think it would grow at all, but it does, so that's great. And then back here, I have my crystal Dracaena forest. The forest is growing fine. Got some dried up leaves. Nope, doesn't want to come off. The moss is kind of getting yellow. I do spray it or mist it, not spray it, but it's tough. Sometimes I forget, and and sometimes I spray or I mist a few times a day, but sometimes I miss once a day. But it's hard to keep it green because it really needs that watering and a moist humidity in the air. So I don't have that, and I can't water this all the time because these Dracaenas, man, they don't like water at all. If I water too much, it's gonna just destroy the roots on the Dracaenas. This guy's kind of growing upwards. I want to go the other side, but anyway. So, but it's everything is growing, so I guess that's good. The moss, I just have to mist it more and try to keep it somewhat green. And this is the Schefflera that I have not touched all year. It's way overgrown, as you can see. Last year, this was a cutting. No, sorry, that was a plant. It was maybe this tall. And all this is new growth. Actually, no, sorry, this is a cutting, because this grew from the sides. And then you can see the roots are coming out of the pot everywhere. Also coming out the bottom a little bit. So I need to work on this tree probably next week. And I don't know if I need to repot it or not. I'll take it out and see how it looks. But yes, I gotta do something with this because it's starting to grow really long. Okay, so off to the other room. So in the other room, now it's in the other room because I have no room in no space in the other room. So I had to do 2 rooms now. This was my house plant of the Dracaena, and I guess I watered it too much. It rotted the roots. So I tried to save this cutting with two branches coming out. This was just a regular ivy. I think it's a hardy ivy. I know that because it's outside that Nigel gave me, and it's got a ton of roots in the water. I just haven't potted it up yet, so I'll leave that in there for now. They'll grow in the water. And then over here, I have this contraption here. This is used for a mattress or some kind of a duvet or whatever it is. So I just put it at the bottom as a water barrier to the bed, so I could grow my cilantros by the window. Now I do want to eat these if they ever make it, if they grow up. It's growing in sand, pure sand, and when I water too much, it comes out of the bottom, so that's not cool. But I hope they can grow so I can eat them. And that's my lychee from last year, growing really well. But it's got that little thing on the bottom. It's like I don't know what you call it, but not a very good root base, or at least the trunk, not the root, the trunk. And this is the big jade that is growing quite well. I try to spin this around every now and then so that not everything is going towards one direction. Yeah, so the cuts that I made here is recovering quite well. I think I might have to cut this a bit more because it's kind of not smooth. But anyway, I can do that later on. I'll let it recover for now. These are the cuttings of the other variegated Portulacaria Afra. I just watered it today. The leaves are kind of drying up, but that's okay. I should mist this more actually. I haven't misted it that much, so hopefully that's okay. And then these are just some other jades that I had last year, which has grown in size quite a bit. Probably grew by 1/3 at least. And these guys at the top got burnt in the summer in the fish tank, which I didn't expect to happen, but it did. So these guys, the jades grows fine. Like any jade, dwarf jade or regular jade, they grow really good in by the window or artificial lighting. It doesn't need that much light, which is great for me because I don't want to buy more lights. So anyways, I think that's all the trees, the indoor setup. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.